Good afternoon. Well, today was a little bit of problem-solving day. So there was an issue with the water system. So there's a water pump here that when I turn that on, it builds up pressure in the system, allowing the water to come out of the faucet. So I've been just using the manual hand pump, but I needed to flush out the system, flush out the water tank. So I filled up the water tank, turned on the water pressure, and that pump was going off every 10 minutes. So I figured, oh great, there's a leak in the system because I wasn't using anything. It was losing pressure, so obviously it's losing pressure because there's either an air leak or a water leak. Besides the annoyance of that pump going on every 10 minutes, I don't want to be losing precious fresh water, especially if I'm out to sea and I want to stay out. Every drop is precious. So today I decided to find out where that leak was once and for all, and joy, I found the leak. I thought maybe it was just going to be a matter of tightening a hose clamp, but it was an actual gash in the hose. So I'll try and show you. So that's the water pressure pump. So that goes on, that builds up pressure in the system, and theoretically it's not supposed to go on unless I use the faucet. But it was going on even when I wasn't using the faucet, and that's because it was leaking out of this hose, so it was losing pressure, and so that thing kept kicking on. So that was the first clue that there was a leak. So I followed all the hose lines from where they went. They went under this and around this, and everything was dry until I pulled up the engine cover. And then when that pump went on, I heard the psst, I heard the hissing, so I knew somewhere in here there was a leak in the hose. So after poking around, I finally found the culprit. It was this hose here, which is heading aft to the rear of the boat. It actually goes out to like a shower head out there, so you can actually shower out there. But anyway, that was rubbing against a metal bracket, and it just wore away a big gash. I know it's hard to see here. Let me turn on my headlamp. Anyway, so it wore a big gash out in that hose just because it was rubbing against the corner of that bracket. So I am going to cut out that section, put in a little joiner, and then clamp each end to that, and hopefully that will fix the problem with that water. Okay. This is a very common position when working on boats. I'm learning. Seems you've always got your head down in something and your butt up in the air. The hardest part was cutting the hose and trying not to cut my fingers or something else accidentally. A lot of wires down here. So I got the hose cut, but they're a little bit tight on the joiner. But I've got a solution for that. Alright, here is my hose repair job. So I cut out that section, added this joiner here. It was tough getting these hoses on. They're always really tight, and so I figured out a little solution for that. I just boiled some water, and I stuck the tip in boiling water, and that loosened it up enough so I was able to slide it on. Ideally, I would have slid it all the way up to there, but it was hard enough getting it there. Anyway, so they're tightened with hose clamps. Now the second hose, it had a minor gash in it. I'm not sure if that one was leaking. So for that repair, I thought I'd try this. I found this at the marine store, this rescue tape. So it's like silicone stretchy tape. It doesn't have an adhesive back, so it's easy to work with. It just stretches, so it tightens on itself. So we'll see how that works. That might work pretty good. This one has such a big gash that I figured I'd feel better if I just cut out that gash. So anyway, so those two hoses are supposedly repaired. So I'm gonna turn on the water pump and see what happens. Hopefully they won't leak or spray. Okay, one more important final step in this hose repair was zip tying them together up and away from this sharp metal edge. So that metal edge wore away and made a hole in two of these water lines, and it was wearing away on this hose. I'm not sure yet what that hose goes to, but I have repaired them all. They seem to be holding. That water pump has not gone on again, so that is awesome. Anyway, so now they're secured up here, so they're not going to rub against that edge. So yeah, I just realized it's been like half an hour and I have not heard that water pump going on. Yay! Mission accomplished. It's a good day. So that's the engine, by the way. My Yanmar 40 horsepower engine. It's got less than 700 hours, so that thing is barely broken in, basically. So that's the engine. It's here in the galley, the kitchen. There's the engine compartment. So lots going in down there. I'm sure I will get to know that intimately